third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always B aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, guys.
You're hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking egg.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome aboard. It's Thursday afternoon. Revenge of the Sis, Mike Sheely, Royce Lopez joining you with a mixture of good and bad news today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Did you hear about Hank Yu?
Yeah, how many days did he get?
97 months.
Months?
In a
97
federal
months?
prison. He will be doing 8 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
For what? Now, what were the charges for Hank?
Falsifying forms to obtain weapons. It's a federal crime. I mean, it's
obviously that's a federal crime.
And it's not like, this isn't like fudging the numbers on your food stamp application. It's, you're getting AR-15s and stuff. Yeah, so 97 months he's been sentenced to.
That is.
So press F to pay your respects, of course, to the mascot, the official mascot of ROTC, Hank Yu. One of our old boys. I'm glad we got him on the show before, he became a career criminal.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was a good
to be
get.
fair, we've gotten a lot of people on the show before they become career criminals. So,
That's true.
It's starting to. That's kind of our thing. I don't know if they become criminals because they call on our show, or they just happen to be criminals.
No, it's like they already are criminals, and I'm like, I like the cut of this guy's jib. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
You just think when Dan Cleve snaps someday,
8
fucking
years
pulls
though,
in,
dude?
pulls in Oklahoma City, and then they're gonna have to go to our old archives.
But
Did you have that kid on for like 10 minutes?
Yeah, well, this is the other thing though, just to point out. So he got 8 years. Remember the guy who threw the kid over the balcony at Mall of America? Plea deal, 12 years.
Well, he's an oppressed.
He only got 4 more years than Hank Yu, and Hank Yu never threw a child over a balcony.
He's an oppressed minority.
12 years. The kid's going to survive, by the way. No brain damage, which is good. His spinal cord's fine. He broke some bones, but apparently the kid's going to survive.
It probably didn't help that Hank Yu had recently been involved in a home invasion using a firearm. This probably didn't help either.
Was he with Aaron Hernandez?
No, it was a different running back type.
Really?
Probably a running back, I'm assuming. What's a
tight
home
end?
invasion?
Maybe?
It's usually some kind of... no, it was, remember a couple while back, he got arrested for He got like roped in with some idiots, and the idiots actually are the ones that did it. But I think they used his gun or something.
He's like Marty McFly's kids who just does what Biff says. He just followed him around.
No, that's what
they
it
did.
is.
Yeah, they fucked him over.
So yeah, and then he got this. So yeah, he's going away for a long time. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to. I'm not even kidding you. I'm gonna be putting together a thing on Nightwave. Try to send some money to his commissary. So we can all send him letters because Hank might be a fucking retard, but he's our retard.
Poor Hank. Maybe we'll get a phone call from the prison where every 10 minutes they go, this call's being recorded by the federal penitentiary.
Yeah, but he has to pay.
Yeah, no, I'm not
He has to pay. I'm not paying.
Crazy? No. I'm not gonna. You think I'm going to pay a felon?
Exactly. I'm not going to put money in the pockets of a dangerous felon.
Yeah, well, you think I would do that? Man pleads guilty tossing boy 5 over Mall of America railing. The man accused of throwing a 5-year-old over a third-floor railing at the Minnesota Mall of America, pleading guilty to the crime Tuesday, according to the Hepburn County Attorney's Office. Emmanuel Andrida, 24, struck a plea bargain to avoid trial, said Chuck Lewinsky, a spokesperson for the prosecutor's office. The office intends to seek a maximum punishment for attempted first-degree murder, which is a 19-year prison sentence. But no, he hit a plea deal, from what I read, 12 years. Hold on, let me pull up a new one because I know he got a plea deal.
Well, it's also, if you're going to compare it to the Hank Youth thing, too, you got to understand is that Texas does things a little bit differently when it comes to charges. Like, Texas is a pretty unforgiving state. Like, they're like, well, you're going to go do time now. That's how it works here in Texas. And by the way, our prisons are really hot. So have fun with that.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, bro, it's yeah, but in this case, I think what the mistake this guy made is that what he should have done was travel to New York, pushed a kid off a balcony there, and then just called it an abortion.
Yeah, no, I think
and then he would have been fine.
If it's under 5 years, they allow it. I guess the law in New York is if you're really, really sad.
Yeah,
it's a weird new law.
Your Honor, I was just sad. I'm a sad minority. I'm sad.
I've been laughing my ass off at the left spurging out over the Alabama thing.
Well, and look, I'll be honest with you.
It's very restrictive. I think it's too restrictive.
I am less than thrilled about this. I'll say this. I'm less than thrilled about the way this bill's written. I'm telling you guys right now, mark my words, we're going to pay for this shit.
No.
It's going to be a backlash.
This is going to happen already. They've already said. The federal court is going to overturn it. And because
politically,
yeah,
we're going to pay for this.
But this is the point I wanted to make. But I hear what you're saying. I do. And listen, even Pat Robertson was like, guys, this is a little much.
He had the same take on it I did. I'm like, oh no, am I losing my mind?
But the problem is, if you really are trying to save kids, if it isn't a political move, like Missouri actually just is doing a new law right now, but their law is going to pass federal courts because of the way they wrote it. The people that wrote this law in Missouri, this new abortion law in Missouri that's probably going to pass, kind of works with the boundaries of Roe v. Wade, right? So, and they wrote it in tiers, where basically, I think the Missouri one's called the heartbeat law, where after 8 weeks, if it has a heartbeat, you can't get an abortion. But the way they wrote it, if the federal courts don't pass that, then it switches over to 14 weeks. So they kind of have a thing. So if you actually really care about saving kids and aren't just like, yeah, but this is what bothers me. I know we're going to pay politically, but don't forget, man, less than a month ago, we were talking about a law in New York right now, which is the polar opposite of this law.
No, absolutely. And I that's what I'm getting at.
So maybe this is them paying politically for theirs. You see what I mean?
But do you see that's not the way to do it? Like,
I agree.
Everybody's like, well, then I'll do my super retarded thing too. And it's this is more of what I've been saying for months now. It's everybody's just going, well, I'll do my extremely retarded thing. And you can do your extremely retarded thing. And now everybody's getting more divided.
I agree, but the New York one's not going to be overturned. The Alabama one will. So, I mean, and it will be. I mean, if anyone, dude, the way this law is written, it's absolutely ridiculous. Even if you're raped, like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
And that's my problem with it. It's going to be used to make everyone on the right look crazy.
Yes.
Everyone on the right look bad.
But how does everybody on the left not look crazy for killing?
No, they do, and I mean that's look,
That's
I'm not pretending like we know the left sucks.
Yeah.
We know the left sucks. There's plenty of channels dedicated to it. There's plenty of fucking blogs.
Wait,
dedicated.
what?
The left is terrible. I get it.
I haven't seen a channel of somebody owning libtards. Have you?
That's what I mean, though. So everybody that's like, yeah, we won. I'm like, no, you didn't. You look like fucking assholes. You're doing just what they did. This feels just like when Obamacare was rammed down my throat. This feels just like the New York bill fucking rammed down people's throat. Ramming your fucking legislation down people's throat. We saved the babies. No, you made very poorly written legislation that's now going to have to jam up the courts and be fixed and adjusted. Like, you didn't win anything. All you did was get this, like, moral victory. And now, yeah, we'll show them. And by the way, before everybody jumps on me, because I know lately we've been getting a lot of fucking faggy neocon new boy listeners on this show that are like, well, I guess Mersh is just a baby killer. Look, stupid. I'm pro-life. But I do think that when somebody was raped or raped by a relative, they should have options. And it's not your fucking business to tell them their options. It's going to come back to fucking bite us politically. This was a bad move. And yeah, okay, look, I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy the salt coming from the left. And I'll be honest, I felt bad at first about this law. But then I heard some of the arguments that these leftist women are using.
No, yeah, and then again,
it just betrays their motivations, and it reveals what absolute fucking garbage humans you are. And then I end up not feeling bad because it's like at this point, you're basically making the argument like, man, if there was just a way to avoid an unwanted pregnancy besides waiting 7 months and killing the baby.
But
I don't want to finish my point. No. If there was only some way. I'm sorry.
But my point is what I'm saying to you is even if you are one of those who thinks that there should be no hardline no abortions, okay? And as you know, I'm very pro-life, probably a little more pro-life than even Mike, but this is ridiculous. This is why. Even if you're like everything in the Alabama laws, you're an idiot because this is going to be turned over so quickly that the Supreme Court's not going to see it. And now that we've learned that, listen, and you guys with Kavanaugh, let me tell you something. Kavanaugh's a fucking centrist. Anyone that sold you that Kavanaugh was this big right-wing political...
Yeah, he's not going to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, Kavanaugh's not the
He's
fucking
a
guy
neocon.
the left wants you to think he is. He's not, okay? But what I will say is if you actually care about an abortion... Like, you want to see a really well-written abortion law? Look at what Missouri's doing. Missouri's abortion law right now is if you're raped, if it's incest, of course... 8 weeks is what they're trying to push for. After that, if it has a heartbeat, but if the appellate court turns it over, then it switches over to 14 weeks. Which again, a 14-week one, you could probably get that passed, and you will actually save more lives with a bill that's going to stand there. The Alabama bill's not going to stand there. It's just not going to happen.
The Alabama bill is disgusting, and it's. By the way, James Kavanaugh in the chat. You're right. I just want all babies dead. That's what it is.
It's true.
That's what it is. No, because it's like people like James Kavanaugh in the chat, right, have never had their penis in or around a woman. You've never rubbed a girl's vagina under the panties before. Like, I can tell by the way some of you guys speak about sex and procreation and women's body. Like, I can tell from just a handful of chat comments sometimes what a fucking incel spurg some of you guys are, and the way some of you guys speak of abortion doesn't help the dialogue at all. It just doesn't. Some of you guys sound like fucking little Elliot Rodgers, and when you guys, all the guys posting the hose mad memes are y'all hoes are mad. Y'all hoes are mad. Nick Fuentes lives with his mom. Nick Fuentes can't even bring a piece of pussy home with him if he wants. Okay? Y'all hoes are mad too. Like, I understand that women that go and wait 8 months and go get a fucking baby vacuumed out of them are horrendous people. I get that, right? But you get that you're also terrible people, some of you. Like, some of you are like, these women, like, the shit that we say on this show where I say, like, all blondes and MAGA hats need to be put in burqas and thrown from fucking rooftops. I'm like, this is us being funny on this show. Some of you spurgs really believe that shit. And it's like, you could just tell the layers of fucking spurginess with people. And they're like, the Alabama law is great. Fuck these whores. And you're like, well, you're never going to be a part of a functioning society where there is a social contract and people have to make compromises with each other. Because that's the reality of life. The reality of life is not throwing women in burqas and outlawing all abortions across the land. It's not how it works.
No, but the point is, look, and again, we've had the argument, and obviously I've come down more. Look, again, both of us on this show are pro-life. We are. But the problem is spurging out and not working within this is how everyone reveals themselves. Like you were talking about the left.
I'm sorry. James, when did I say mean? When did I say this law is mean? Because he keeps saying this thing that Mersch claims to be a light fascist, but this law is mean. And he keeps writing, this law is mean in quotations. Did I say that, you tard? Or are you, much like everything else in your life, childishly oversimplifying everything because you're a child, because you're an intellectual child, because you read 4chan all day and you don't have a point of reference outside of that?
So my point is that this is how people reveal themselves, like how the left, how they reveal themselves about the abortion thing. Like 100%, they're showing what they really care about is the political football. They just want to pander to people. That's what they're doing. Do you understand that if you claim to be pro-life, then you have to take a step back and look at this pragmatically and go, yes, we could pass a law like Alabama's, but it's never going to stick. And if it doesn't stick, more babies are going to be killed. If you're really pro-life, at this point, this is something some of you have to hear, and it's really rough for them. And I don't like this. It's not that I like this, but abortion's never going away. So please, I am 100% pro-life. 100% pro-life. But you could also have to live in the world. Abortion's never going away. So now, the mission should be, if you're actually pro-life, well, what laws can we enact to save more babies? If what you really care about is saving babies, and I care about that. I literally care about that.
Or what kind of nonprofits can we start?
Right.
Or what kind of education can we go out and provide?
I mean, by the way, I'm for not funding Planned Parenthood. I'm for that. I don't think the government should be involved in giving abortions.
Oh, and I don't think also telling a bunch of fucking hot fucking teenage athletes that they can't, that abstinence is the way. You know what I mean?
No, that doesn't work either.
You know, it's so unrealistic that you have to go, look, we have to adjust our game plan to go, look, you gotta wear, and stop with this, like, you know, kids, you'll catch STDs, and have like a cartoon mascot come to the classroom and talk to them. You need to sit down with these young men and sit down with the young women and tell them, look, you're going to catch STDs, this, that, and the other, because that's what they're scared of. Then you got to sit down with the young men and tell them, you don't want to be wrapped up with this hoe for 18 years, right, dog? Like, that's the way we need to be educating kids in different ways, not just in...
Well, no.
You know what 100%. I mean?
100%.
Like, if you tell young men, do you want to ruin the rest of your financial life? You know those weekends when people will be out chasing puss? You're going to be at home because you can't afford it because you have child support payments.
Because it felt good to squirt your juice in someone for 2 seconds. Look, I agree, man. Look, I agree with you 100%. And the point is that you have to be Look, do I think that abortion's murder? Yeah, I think it's fucking murder. Of course I do. I've always thought. But again, that you're never going to convince anybody of that, and that you can't build laws around that because it's never going to pass. So you have to come, if you're to save as many lives as possible, you need to make, if you're going to make bills, you have to make them to where they pass laws, where they can pass an appellate court, where they work within the boundaries of the system and save as many babies as you can. I agree with you 100%. Somebody said in the chat, well, the abortions are needed. You get a Plan B pill. You're right. I agree. Listen, I
just said earlier, if only there was a way to not wait 7 months and kill a baby. Like, if
we agree.
I get it.
But the thing is, you have to understand, we agree 100% with you guys. I hear what everybody is saying.
But you're not. But
there's a difference between what I feel and what laws you could make.
But what Royce is trying to say, and what I was trying to say earlier, we're trying to make the same point. Mm-hmm. This bill wasn't about saving lives. This bill was about owning the libs.
Yes.
And you used children. You used the very contentious issue of abortion to push the political football forward, as he said. This is all about owning the libs and has nothing Nothing to do with saving the lives of kids. It doesn't. I'm sorry.
As you know, Mike and I even had a heated discussion about that Sims guy and the little girl standing outside. I think you should be able to pray outside of a Planned Parenthood. I think you should be able to do that. I don't think you should worry about a guy doxing your daughters if you're out there. I don't believe any of that stuff.
The doxing part we found out after the fact, and it's
obviously
disgusting. But I just think, if it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you want to stand out there and bother people, somebody else is going to come along and bother you. That's all. No. As long as nobody's hitting each other like these fucking idiots in a Patriot prayer, I don't care. If you want to go, you should be ashamed of yourself, and you go, you should be ashamed of yourself, and it doesn't escalate beyond that, I'm like, well, what are you going to do?
Here's another example. Georgia's abortion law is a little more, it could actually pass. Some parts might need to be amended, but what Alabama did was kill
no abortions ever.
Yeah. Georgia's is another one where you could go, well, maybe that'll pass in appellate court. Maybe it won't. It's on the fence. So I'm not even saying that, but if you're going to do something like this, you have to be smart.
Alabama's is like, well, what if the birth is going to kill me? Yeah, well, too fucking bad, ain't it? You're like, I don't have a choice in that, you know?
When Pat Robertson is saying Alabama's going a little too far, guys, you're probably, it's not even what I agree with. I could think that you shouldn't get an abortion at all, period. But you have to think if you actually want to make a change, you have to compromise. You can't go in going, this is the only, because people are going, no.
I'm going to say this. I'll go out on it. Most people that support the Alabama version of this law probably have never had their penis in or around a woman.
That's so funny.
They've never had a scare. They've never had a scare.
You know who supports it? I swear to God, he's Crowder. He's going to talk about it today.
I bet he does.
Can't get a butthole pregnant.
But yeah, he doesn't care. He's not getting that fucking knockout wife of his pregnant.
No.
And by the way, Crowder, dude, your wife is hot. I could get her pregnant from here. I would fucking, dude, I would tongue kiss that bitch and I would come in my pants and she'd be pregnant. But yeah, you can't support this law. And if James Kavanaugh one more time tries to turn people against me with his, I will kick you. I know you've been around for months. I will kick you the fuck out of here if you keep your shit up. Because I've answered your point. You guys are always, and this is why I hate you fashy guys so fucking much. Because you guys are very young. A lot of you are very young. A lot of you have little to no life experience. And a lot of you read one Julius Evola book and you fucking think you got it all figured out, right? Because you watch Mike Enoch and Augustus Invictus babble for hours on live streams. You think you got it figured out. But I'm telling you, you don't. I'm telling you, you have never had a girl call you and say, I'm late on my period. I'm not pregnant yet, but it's time we started talking about it. You've never had that happen to you in your lifetime. I've had that happen. He's had it.
I've had to stand outside of a 7-Eleven bathroom.
Ooh, yeah, buddy. I had one recently, and it was not recently. I'm gonna make it sound like this happened a few months ago, but 3 years ago it happened to me, and I was like, uh-oh. And then, sure enough, the girl's like, we're good, A-okay. But it happens, and there's a lot of you guys that just don't get it, and you just go, woo, babies are saved, and you're like, no, this is bad. And again, if you don't think for 1 second that this isn't cyclical and that there's not a balance of power in this country and that the Democrat, there's usually a little bit to the left and we go a little bit to the right. It's cyclical, right? If you don't think that someday the Democrats won't come back into power and make us fucking pay for this shit, then you're retarded. You're a retarded person who has barely ventured out into the world and experienced life.
Yeah, and again, it's and these people. This is the part that I don't even understand. Like, they get mad. Where were you guys when we were ripping into a couple weeks ago when we were ripping into the NYC abortion? We were ripping into it. You guys think that Mike and I had a fight about Planned Parenthood? Do you think that you have to be realistic? It's not about. Please explain to me, because since you guys have it all figured out, explain to me how writing a law that's not going to held up in any court, it's going to be overturned, is going to do anything. What's it going to do? Do you understand that's just as stupid as Alyssa Milano's sex strike? Like, it's not going to do anything. My point is that you have to be smart when you do this. You can't. You have to understand that whether we like it or not, as poorly written as it was, as Roe v. Wade shouldn't have been. That case was a fucking mess. It shouldn't be on the books. It is. I hate it, but it is.
Yeah.
And because of that, if you want to actually save lives, you have to do it in a way where you're actually going to have a law that's going to hold up and it's going to save people's lives, saves babies' lives. If you do this, nobody here is saying, yay, go get abortions. Quite the opposite. But you have to work within the system. You have to.
And and I gotta say this:
if your goal is actually saving babies, if your goal is a political mallet to slam over the heads, and I get why you're doing it, I get that. But if your actual goal is to be a pro-life person, I would say that you want the best net results of babies being saved, right? Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the other thing. You know,
my favorite thing too is like these James Kavanaughs and everybody with these fake Jewish names in the chat room, like all these 1488 fashy guys. So you guys are going to sit here on YouTube day in and day out with no jobs in a bunch of fucking chat rooms whining about declining birth rates. And then you're going to come and tell me you're outraged because they're trying to get rid of abortion in Georgia. Or you're happy, rather.
Right.
Like, you bitch on one hand, man, these white birth rates are declining. And on the other hand, you're like, what do you mean we're going to abort all these babies in Georgia? Like, pick one. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are retarded. It's so hilariously retarded to me. You guys just want to win. You want a big W next to your name. And that's all you want. Admit it at least. Admit it at least.
Yeah, I think that's the part where it's like, understand, these people are nuts. Not obviously not all of them, but the ones that are sprigging out are nuts. So basically what you're saying is, if we don't believe exactly what you believe, if we're not shooting up abortion clinics, we're not doing enough.
You're right. I got to mail some package bombs to an abortion clinic in order to be a
Here's
good
how
American.
you get them legally. Here's how you want to know how you actually get them and it sticks? You could defund Planned Parenthood. We could defund them, and that does not go against Roe v. Wade. All Roe v. Wade says is you have a right to one. The government doesn't have to fund one. You could get rid of. You could stop funding Planned Parenthood and let them fund themselves. And by the way, they would. They make plenty of money. Believe it or not, there's a lot of money to be had in killing babies.
If you said right now that you would leave the abortion laws alone, right? That you could just fucking leave the abortion laws alone, but defund Planned Parenthood. My dick would be so hard it would be touching the car parked out in front of the house. I would be, to make an AEW reference, I would be all in on a defund Planned Parenthood. If you said, the federal government's just not going to give you any more money. So, bye. I would support that. I'm all about the government not giving money to bullshit anyway. I'm all for that shit. But when you start going, no, even if you're raped by your stepfather at 11 years old, you're having this baby. I have a moral problem with that. I do. I'm sorry.
So that's my whole thing on it. It's like, look, guys, personally and morally, we could agree with abortion is wrong and pro-life. I'm with you. But passing a law like this that's not going to hold up, you're not doing anything. That's my point. Again, look at Missouri's doing. Even Georgia's is better, but this is not something that's going to hold up. This is not something that's going to hold up. It's not. And somebody said in there, you can't compromise with the left. Okay, but if you have that mindset that you cannot in any way compromise with the left, fine. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're right. I won't even argue that. What should we do? Shoot people? Like, you want to start grabbing people by the neck and throwing them off buildings?
And
like,
that's my other
what
problem.
What is it you want to do? Explain to me.
That's my other problem.
You're not going to brute force Roe v. Wade out. It's just not going to happen. That's not real, especially not with James centrist. With fucking centrist Kavanaugh in there. You know, he's not going to fucking. He's not overturning it. It's not going to happen.
And also, all you out there, what are you doing? What are you doing? What charities are you involved in? What organizations are you involved in? Where do you go to educate people about the the dangers of killing an unwanted child. Where do you guys go to make your mark on the world? Huh? Is that any? Oh no, that's right. That's right. Most of you don't. Most of you don't. Most of you have names like Bruno the Doberman 1488, and your way of saving the world is by going from stream to stream, hopping in the chat rooms of people more popular than yourself, so you could go, "That's your 1488, brother! Declining white birth rates, but also we need to outlaw abortion in predominantly black states. Yeah, brother!"
That's a very good point. It's
What?
very weird.
Huh? I am confused by your stupid fucking ways. So yeah, don't fucking tell me that I'm inconsistent. I am consistent. I am consistently a guy who has always believed that I can believe something and I don't have to force you to do it. That's still my belief. It always will be. It always will be, because I want the reciprocation of like if I don't want to get an abortion, I'm not going to get an abortion. If Royce wants to get an abortion, right? Now I don't want this prick coming to me telling me I have to get an abortion because the government decided that we have to have certain birth rates or whatever. Also, if he decides to go get an abortion, I'll be like, oh, well, hey, man, good luck. Did you educate yourself on everything? Well, cool. Best of luck to you. I don't want to live in a world where these fucking psychopaths in Black Bloc get to tell me how to live my life. And guess what? Spoiler alert. I don't want to live in a world where you psychopaths get to tell me how to live my life. You see how that works? You see how that works? We're going to have a break from each other sometimes in terms of what we believe in. It shouldn't be the fucking end of the world. Like, oh, fuck, whatever. Mersh, you don't fuck. That's sure. And that's the thing. Like, I do not want to get into this world where all we're doing is destroying this country. Each get back, like Obamacare fucked us. And then undoing Obamacare is costing money. And then we had to get back at them. And now it's this. And now it's the wall. Like, it's always something where one side is trying to shove it down the throat of the other side. This is not like where I grew up, when Tom Royce grew up in the 90s, where at least when you turned C-SPAN on back then, you saw Democrats and Republicans arguing politely.
Right.
And they hated each other then.
Bill Clinton was safe, legal, and rare. That was what remember that? That's what Clinton ran on with abortions, was safe, legal, and rare. There was actually a time when you could have a conversation. I agree that you can't, but my point is, if you're going to go through the law system, you have to make sure your law holds up in an appellate court. And I'm telling you, look, I'll tell you what. If the Alabama law holds up through all the appellate process, I will personally apologize to all of you. But it's not going to. You guys know it's not. So, again, this is, yes, the left kills babies. We know. They're despicable. I'm the first one to tell you. They're fucking despicable. What New York is doing is fucking despicable. It's ridiculous that people are just murdering babies. Agree with you 100%. I want that to stop. So you have to pass laws that are actually going to stick, right? If that's what you want to do. You have to pass laws that are actually going to stick. You have to defund Planned Parenthood. These are the things that we can do that are going to hold up. You could talk to people. You could make an There's a whole bunch of other ways. I don't think this is going to help. But let's see what the other side's doing. What do you say? You might as well, now that we're into it, we might as well see what the other side's doing.
On all women to join.
Hold on, here it comes.
Her in a Alyssa Milano is calling on all women to join her in a so-called sex strike. The actress is protesting strict abortion bans passed by Republican-controlled state legislatures. She urged women
Alyssa Milano, if you want to lead a sex strike, you better get in a time machine and go back to when you were on Who's the Boss.
Yeah.
See, that was funny because it was making fun of your looks, and it was also a pedophile joke.
Yeah,
There's many
double
layers to
things,
it.
yeah.
It was very good.
Can you imagine going to just taking your wife out for a nice dinner, on your anniversary,
like a Golden Corral?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you and I know.
Like an Outback Steakhouse.
No, you know what? Cheesecake Factory. You take your wife to a nice
Cheesecake baby, you got all the options in the world. It's a 75-page menu,
and you have to. Well, to be fair, 50 pages are advertisements.
Well, one is a QR code. Honey, scan that in case we get it. We need AAA later.
So, you go out with your wife, you take her out, and then it's your anniversary. You put some, I don't know, Luther Vandross on. I don't know, Keith Sweat on.
Fuck with you.
Keith Sweat
you were
on.
hanging around your dad too much last
Yeah,
night.
I think
weren't
you're
you?
right. Keith Sweat on, of Genuine
By
on.
the way, his dad listens to the blackest music.
It's so
ever.
true.
Like,
It really
and I don't
is.
mean like ghetto black. I mean like the soul
R&B,
black, the kid,
yeah.
where you'd swear he had a black father.
It's very weird.
Joe, check out this Deep Cut by Marvin Gaye. Most people don't even have this album. You're
I'm like, Dad, why are you listening to Teddy Pendergrass?
got it on vinyl. Why do you have a record player in your car? How do you even get that option?
So, you go to you, and then she goes, "No, I can't have sex with you, honey, because the third name on the title screen of Charmed, a CW show, told me not to fuck you." Do you understand what a stupid woman you are? You dumb woman. You fucking dumb idiot.
Yeah.
In controlled state legislatures. She urged women to stop having sex until she says women get bodily autonomy back. Her call to action comes just days after Georgia became the fourth state this year
She
to
looks
ban.
rough, man.
Dude, she looks really. We agree. She looks like an abortion.
Like, I'd still fuck her for the story. Mm-hmm. You know? It's Alyssa Milano. You know, what you do is you fuck her, and then when you tell people about it, you put, like, Charmed on.
yeah,
You're like, yeah, fuck her.
yeah, really. But like in 2003, you fuck.
Let him believe it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I wasn't pointing at her. I was pointing at Shannon Doherty.
Oh, okay. All right, that's better. That's way better.
Ban abortions once a fetal heartbeat is detected. The so-called sex boycott has created a storm on Twitter. One opponent to the idea suggests it makes it seem like sex is something women do as a favor to men.
I want to say this. Congratulations to Alyssa Milano for basically admitting what women always refuse to admit, which is that you're basically just a series of holes for us to put our dick in.
Yep.
And that you don't offer any other redeemable qualities. I mean, you're saying this, by the way, not me. This is coming from you, Alyssa Milano, that when push comes to shove and somebody has to withhold something that is fucking going to change the world, all you hoes have is your pussies. You're proving the abortion argument, if anything, correctly, which is that you use your pussies as weapons, and then when the unwanted fallout of a pregnancy occurs, well, you just kill the baby. That's what you're You're such a piece of shit. I love that she always tries to seem like I'm doing good. I'm helping. You're such a twisted piece of shit Hollywood person.
Yeah.
That none of your ideas are good. And I love the fact that, you know, she's at fucking brunch and she's a couple mimosas and a few bumps deep. So she's never thinking clear. You know, she's always tweeting that shit out. And you know her publicist is always like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like,
I'll tell you what she's
you're
not
fucking
doing.
killing us.
She's not starring in any TV shows or movies. That's what she's not doing. So because of this, did you see that
And then we should.
a lot of movie companies said they're not going to be filming in Georgia because of their new, because a lot of Georgia's become like the new Hollywood of the East. A lot of shows have been filming in Georgia. A lot of them said they're not going to be filming stuff in Georgia. They still are, obviously, because it's so cheap to film there. Georgia gives one of the best breaks for movie. They just do.
Well, I don't know if you know this or not. I want to help out Hollywood if you don't mind. There's another state that has a wonderful movie studio right here on the East Coast. Has all kinds of different climates and cities and stuff you can film in. North Carolina.
Hey, go there.
Would you like to go to North Carolina?
So
It looks like you're staying in Georgia.
So apparently, I'm sorry, I always forget. Which is the director out of the Key and Peele?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. Sorry, I always forget. Look, I'm not racist. It's just they all look alike. Directors.
Keegan-Michael Key's the goofy one that's better on camera.
Yeah, he's
Jordan
the one in
Peele's
Allstate
genius.
commercials, while the other one's an Oscar winner.
and now is a member of the tribe.
Oh yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they Borged him in.
So
The Jews are like the Borg. They send a hot woman to mate with you, and then they're like, "Look at that, your kid's a part of the."
So Peele is filming his, I think, Twilight Zone reboot in Georgia, and he says that, well, they're still going to film there, but they're going to give money to, like,
Yeah,
Planned
he's giving like his
Parenthood.
whole salary or something.
Yeah.
and then so's J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams, they're giving them a good job, guys. Yeah, that really
Way to
helps.
give your stupid money away.
Yeah, you're fucking idiots.
All right, Tony Gutierrez is now going to get banned as well.
Why? What happened?
Because he keeps repeating this.
Oh, yeah. Was he repeating the same? Yeah.
And I don't even care that you're trying to concern troll and be like, maybe you need AA, but you keep repeating. Ask anybody around here how we feel about you spamming the chat.
Yeah, come on, man. One
Bye,
comment.
Tony.
Let me read some super chats here. Betty Spaghetti, $5. ROTC made my week. Talk Super 67. What's your view on 20-week abortions of stillborns? I'm against it. I think we're pretty clear we're against that.
Well, wait. What do you mean stillborns?
Oh, but wait, are they not alive in the womb?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a stillborn, then the sooner you get it out,
yeah,
I'm sure the better of
that's a good
medical
point.
situation that is.
If the baby's dead in your womb,
there's also ectopic pregnancies, which I had. Like I had an abortion once, but not me personally. That would have been weird. But it was the chick I was married to, of all people. So it's not even like I just banged some whore.
Right.
We were technically married, and I knocked her up. But we went and got. She knew she was not supposed to be able to get pregnant, so that was a concern. And then she went, and they were like, "Yeah, this is going to be a fuck. This is going to kill everyone."
So it was an ectopic.
It's going to kill you, kill it. Everyone's going to end up dead. So we had to get an abortion. Like this is what I think of. That other people think that. That don't think of, like, you know, and there's borderline situations where you go, oh boy, and you guys are just trying to win.
So let's see here from Filipino Shay. Even Kavanaugh will be like, yeah, that's a Kavanaugh for me, dog.
That's a Kavanaugh for me, dog.
Matthew Littlejohn.
You think that's how he is? Now he's wearing fucking tank tops and like neon tank tops and like clothes like you'd wear in 22 Jump Street. Remember when they went to the beach? That's just that's right. It's a Kavanaugh for me, dog.
Matthew Littlejohn, when Ginsburg dies, there will be a pro-life majority on the Supreme Court. You keep telling yourself that. You guys think that, but the way the way they vote is not what you think. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. Boksun, maybe all these babies should grow up and speak for themselves. ROTC boils my spaghetti. Pinoid News, at what point do we make women goddamn responsible for what goes on and come out of them? I don't know. Yang Gang USA, you guys forget the importance of establishing your stake in the Overton window. This law passed. If it goes to court, what we want will challenge Roe. No, it won't. No, it won't. I'll put money on that the Supreme Court will not see this. Again, guys, read into this for real. The Supreme Court's not going to see this case. I'm telling you.
And if they do, it's going to go Roe versus Wade upheld. Okay, all those opposed. Okay, all those. And
by the way, then it goes. Then okay, fine, over to window. Then it goes to the Supreme Court. Then what happens? Let's say it does. It's not going to. They're going to refuse to. But if it does, and then they vote, then you're going to And then if Kavanaugh doesn't vote like you think he's going to vote, then you just emboldened Roe v. Wade. See what I mean? Then you emboldened that decision. By bringing another, you just emboldened it. Please, guys, pay attention.
That's what I mean. There's going to be a backlash for this. And I love these fucking, even the one guy banned was like, oh, you're afraid of the left? Yes, I am, because they will come to power again. This is life, you fucking retards. You think that, like, you guys dreamed up this fucking scenario in your head 2 years ago in between reading your fucking Pepe memes and watching your edgy Milo videos, and you dreamt up this world that you were going to take over and build a Reich for 1,000 years. Yeah, another guy thought that too, and he had to learn the hard way that life is cyclical, that empires are cyclical, politics is cyclical. You need to show some fucking concern for what's going to happen when you aren't in power anymore. And that's why, sorry, some guys like me want to be. And when I say be polite, I mean be polite to people on the other side who are being polite. I'm not saying suck the left's dick, but I'm saying
we rip in the left all the time.
It's good, dude. If people are going to hold the fabric of this country together, as much as I hate to admit it, it's going to be people like people on this show and people like the Tim Pools of the world who are at least trying to figure out how to get from A to B with the least amount of people dying and people not getting hurt. You know, there are people out there like that. Some of us just want people to not get hurt, to live moderately fulfilling lives. That's it. And a lot of you fuckers are detracting from that because you just want to win so badly. A lot of you people that are celebrating this fucking law don't give a fuck about kids. Many of you. many of you, I have seen personally some of the shit you people have posted on social media when it doesn't fit the narrative. You know what I mean? Like you'll post videos of kids getting fucking wiped out, of like gore videos. I've seen shit like that. I've seen you guys go, oh, whoa, that was gnarly. You don't really give a shit about kids. You give a shit about winning. And that's the bottom line. You want to win. Admit it at least. At least admit it. But don't come here and lie to me and lie to him, because we're going to see through that shit.
Billy Knights, if we live in a rape culture, how's the sex strike going to work? Good point. Dr. Whitey Bulger.
That's a really good point.
That's really good, yeah.
Wait, what's sex strike? We live in a rape culture.
Yeah. Dr. Whitey Bulger, alt-righters or feds or stupid, they hurt their own cause. You ain't helping whites by LARPing as an SS and not pragmatic normies. Pass laws, not anons. Matthew Littlejohn, Roe v. Wade is an amendment to the Constitution. There only has to be one federal appeals court with a pro-life majority. Cool. Which one is it?
Alabama. We are challenging.
Federal appeals court.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Tell me who they are. Name the court. It's not
really
going to happen.
Yeah.
Stop.
You really think like Kavanaugh? This has been Kavanaugh's fucking. I can't wait to get to the Supreme Court.
You know what's hilarious?
So I can overturn Roe versus Wade.
But you know what's hilarious is about these alt-righters that are all like, can you believe the mainstream media lies to us and they don't tell them the truth? Yeah, we can. Mm-hmm. But then you guys are believing them when they kept saying that Kavanaugh's going to end Roe v. Wade. That's not true. It's not true. He had one opinion paper that maybe, but in reality, he's actually pretty pro-choice dude. He is. So you believe what they say, and then you go, Kavanaugh's our saving grace. As a matter of fact, it's true. I was actually talking to my dad today when I went to go visit my grandfather. My dad's like, Kavanaugh was a mistake. He wasn't the guy. And you know what? I agree. Amy Barrett probably would have been better. But it was, and that's the guy they crucified, the centrist who's already voted with he's already voted with the liberals a couple times. Guys, pay attention here. Please pay attention. Everyone thinks that there's going to be a saving grace. Everybody thinks the moment Ginsburg dies, rape is outlawed. That's not going to happen. Roe v. Wade is not going to get overturned. I'm telling you right now. Roe v. Wade has been on the books for a long time. If you think now's the time, it's not going to happen. I don't want to break your heart. Let me tell you something. In a perfect world, do I want it to be over? Of course I do. I do. I personally do.
Yeah.
In my heart, I would love for that to happen. But it's not gonna.
And I'm just clarifying to you guys, in no way am I advocating for abortion.
No.
I'm not. But I am advocating for reason. I'm advocating for nuance. I am advocating for handling this in a way where if and when down the road we have to deal with the left again, they don't have another thing to add to their fucking ammunition and make us look like psychos. And whatever happened in Alabama, whatever you want to say about it, if you think that that's a well-written, well-worded bill that was well thought out, you're either an idiot or you're lying to yourself, or you're lying to us. Either way, you're either stupid or you're so concerned with winning that you don't care how you win, and that's just not the way to be. I'm sorry. I don't want to be associated with people like that any more than I have friends on the left who did not want to be in any way associated with the, what was it called? The individual mandate, the penalty for Obamacare.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of leftists that were like, dude, they never told us it was going to be like this. Those are the fucking progressive friends that I still have respect for to this day. Those are the progressive friends I can still sit down at a coffee shop and talk politics for 5 hours and never get mad.
And this is the other thing. This is a good point. Jackson Ward goes, they know the Republican Party would be over if Roe is overturned. Do you understand that would happen, right? Like, not everybody's you. And the other thing people, and again, the same thing that people just pay attention here for a second, folks. You don't think that there's a bunch of Bible-thumping Republicans in Washington, D.C. that have had to pay for abortions for the fucking mistress or for a prostitute they knocked up? These things happen routinely. These same people that you're looking to save you have probably all paid for an abortion Because once you get power, you start banging broads, and you think you're immune, and you're nutting them, and then, so again, outside of, I'm sure there's a few that are like Mike Pence. I'm sure there's a couple, but the majority of these people are getting their fucking dick sucked and coming in broads all the time, So you think they're going to be your saving grace? Come on, man. Be realistic here.
And by the way, when I was younger and I was plowing through hoes, I wore condoms. I was very, very adamant about condoms. And to be honest with you, I didn't really care about STDs. I really didn't. I was just, back then I was like, whatever. I cared about them, but I wasn't like, how some people are obsessed with like, I'm going to be ruined forever. I was always more worried about getting a bitch pregnant. Like, to me, I was less scared about getting fucking herpes than I was about 18 years of my life. That's it. No going out, no cruises, no fun, no nights. Here's my check. Here's a garnishment. Here's a garnishment. Here's a garnishment. So that's why, going back to when we were talking about education, I think that we have done a bad job educating kids about sex, being safe about sex, instead of the abstinence thing. But we also emphasized the dumbest shit. We tell kids, like, if you don't wear protection, you're going to get AIDS. And then you go and you look up you look the statistics up, and you're like, if I'm not black or gay, odds are I'm probably not getting AIDS.
How does Milo not have AIDS?
But seriously, there's certain things you go and you look up. It's like when they used to go, if you smoke marijuana, you'll die. And then you find out that, and then you go and retroactively find out, my parents and my teachers just fucking lie about everything.
Yeah.
They're fucking liars, dude. So I'd rather you just be honest with kids and go, look, like, take the guys aside. I'm telling you, if you think that these dudes are scared of STDs, they're not. They're terrified of losing their fun, though.
Yeah.
Losing their independence. You take those dudes aside and you go, look, man, wear a condom. I don't even care if you catch anything. But you understand that if you get a girl pregnant, that's it. You're now creating a life. You're ruining two lives. That's it. There's no cruises in your future. There's no, you know what I mean? That, if everybody is different. What we do is, it's the same way with education. We have a stupid, agenda that they follow. Everyone gets the same education, but everyone is not the same. Classes are too big. So you just get a group of kids and you're like, hey, don't have sex and don't smoke weed. Anyway, have a good day. There's no education. Like, everyone's different. Like, I've learned in my lifetime that every person you have to take a different tact with. And you got to go one-on-one with them. And if you're going to educate people, like, everyone is different. And you can tell one person something and they'll go, You know what I mean? I could go, hey, man, don't ride your motorcycle without a helmet and do heroin and do wheelies because you're probably going to die. I know people that know that they're probably going to die doing that. And they're like, okay. Come my keys? Thanks. Like, there's just, but, maybe if you told them a different, maybe if you said, well, your mother is getting older and she's getting sick, and so nobody's going to be there to take care of her. Like, everyone needs a different tact. And you're just telling kids, like, well, don't have sex. And now you don't have abortions either. Like, this is a fucking weird world.
Clown World Pope Killer. It's not about overturning Roe v. Wade. It's about getting states' right backs, $5. Yeah, okay, cool. Fine, but see, Roe v. Wade went through the Supreme Court, and it's federally allowed. You have to allow them to get an abortion. Do you understand? That's if New York, if New York State passed a law where nobody could own a gun ever under any circumstances, and they were to say, well, no, it's not about the Second Amendment. It's about getting states' rights back. You would be losing your mind right now. You can't cherry pick. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand. That's what I'm talking about, working within the system. Penoid News, 685,000 abortions a year. That's 20% of all pregnancies. Yeah, it's terrible.
What if we do this?
Let's get the number down. I'm with you.
Hear me out on this. What if we do this? And I've said this since the early days of ROTC when we were on episode 7. Balkanize, right? We still stay the United States of America. We can't afford to not. We won't be a superpower anymore. But what if we start breaking off into like 4 provinces? The states will stay the same, right? But the states will be within the provinces.
And those provinces,
and then the provinces could have a little bit more like what states used to have. So you know what I mean? You could just go, look, the whole Northwest region is going to be abortion and shit needleville if you want it. And then, like, there'll be certain areas where they just go, like, look, in this province, we don't allow this and that and the other thing. about that? I like E. Delio has a very simple fix. Try teaching morals. Thank you, sir. So simple.
Yeah.
But the problem is, dude, there's so many people on our side who have appropriated our religions, have appropriated our politics, they've appropriated our culture, our everything, and they pretend to have morals, but they don't. There's a lot of people that push that goddamn abortion law through who are evangelical Christians who don't have a fucking soul in them.
Do not freeze. Abortion should be allowed until the child gains independence and moves out to live on its own. That would bring Darwin selection back. Matthew Littlejohn, imagine thinking to have to choose between passing laws like Georgia's or Missouri's and overturning Roe. Look, again, I already said my point of view. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. I think you guys are holding on to a dream here. I don't think this Alabama law is going to get states' rights back. If so, walk me through the process. Tell me the names of the justices that are the federal justices that are going to vote for. I would love. Tell me. Walk me through it. Maybe I'm completely uneducated here. Walk me through it. I understand. We could listen to all the fucking talking heads. We could listen to what Mark Levin says or Rush Limbaugh says, but we also live in a world that going, but what's really going to happen? I'm a realist. That's my whole thing. I am a realist. Netlux TV. I grew up around Alyssa Milano. My dad is a long time friends with her mother, Lynn, via philanthropy. Last time I saw Alyssa was 1.5 years ago, soon after Trump's win. Honestly, she was still hot. I fucked one of her younger hanger-ons. I should have tried to fuck her. Well, I mean, no, I think you did better off.
Nah, you're still for the story, man.
Yeah. Middle-aged man with an anime pic says, hey, guys, $5. Hey, guys, the Batwoman trailer has been released and it's pure feminist. Yeah, the Batwoman's a lesbian. It's fucking, we'll play it.
Well, why wouldn't it be, though? Like, that's another thing. Why is everybody, like, there's certain times, y'all got to pick your fucking battles, guys. Like, am I wrong here?
No, I know what you mean.
You really got to pick your fucking battles here. It's like when they get mad that California did something. You know, California is California. When you get mad that Batwoman is a feminist movie. Like, I understand. If the new Batman film is a feminist piece of shit, I'll be furious.
Of course.
It's a Batwoman movie. What the fuck? You want a Batwoman TV show to not have a strong female protagonist?
You know who's playing her? Ruby Rose.
The orange is the new black lesbo?
She's the one playing her. Eddie K, it's not. Eddie K says it's not much, $2, but it's just nice to tune in and watch the show after a long fucking college semester dealing with out of touch boomer professors and women who think I give a shit about their hot takes about Game of Thrones and politics. So thank you.
You know what? You're right. It's not much. It's not enough. Get out and shut the door behind you. No, thank you very much.
Otto shed $3. According to these LARPers, they want to increase the white population by banning abortion in minority-heavy states. If half these people saw the demographics of abortion, they would be pro-choice. I can't understand them. Yeah,
that's what I pointed out earlier.
And Mike's right. Those people, and of course, not all the people that want to stop abortions are those people. Obviously, I'm not like that, and I don't want there to be abortions. But yeah, the ones that are saying that are also you're fighting against your own
dissonance.
cause.
Yeah, if your main thing in life is, oh God, the white birth rate's declining and we're being overrun by minorities, but then you're also furious about abortion in Georgia. It just makes me laugh. Now, me personally, I'm not an ethno-nationalist, and I'm concerned about the abortions.
Of course.
Georgia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, even black babies. I don't want any babies getting murdered. That's just kind of how I roll. But you guys, there's so many disconnects between what you believe.
Dave Truth Seeker, man. Happy birthday, Hirsch and Rice. Clown World Pope Killer, $2. Roe was a total fraud. Yes. Did you not hear I said that earlier? I understand that the whole Roe v. Wade thing was a flimsy case. It should not have happened. I'm 100% with you.
Roe was a liar. Matthew Shepard was a meth dealer. We get it.
We know that.
We're lied to about everything, okay? A bunch of Saudis did 9/11. I get it. We get lied to a lot. We're kind of conditioned to it at this point.
Tom Lewinsky, £2. Mersh wasn't aborted 36 years ago. Happy birthday. Thank you, sir.
And don't think it wasn't considered.
It was considered.
It was very much considered.
I've been considering it for a while, just putting a pillow over his head.
But honestly, now with this fucking stupid show, it's the paperwork. It's the
That's the problem. I can't because then two names are on the signing for the bank.
And then honestly, it's like I half own this company, so then he's had to deal with my family.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Either way, it's like he's like, you know what, forget it.
And I don't really feel like doing Revenge of the Sis now with A.G. Luck and Royce. I love you, AG, by the way. Abort all the gammas, man. ASO 513. Okay, we need to go to break. Look, second hour.
You don't want to just talk every day about why Andy Worski won't give him his money?
Why won't Andy Worski give him his money?
I don't know. Hey, why won't he
I
give him his
heard
money?
you, AG.
Sucking dicks all night. Dicks all night.
I love you, AG. We have to go to break. Second hour is going to be more fun,
Is it?
promise. But I enjoyed
Is
that.
it going to be fun?
I like getting into that stuff. I think it's fun.
Look, I got, because we get another show. I got to do another show later. You guys are going to get about 50%, 55%. I got to keep the engines cooled down for later. So you guys are I'm going to kind of phone it in this second.
We'll be back second half here. RevengeOfTheSys.com/XPN. That's ProXPN. Get protected when you go online. We've got a lot of new patrons, which we really do appreciate. Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. You guys are the best. RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. A whole bunch of ways to donate. You could also click the Amazon banner there at the bottom if you want to buy something. Through Amazon, click through that, buy the stuff, we get a piece. But of course, you patrons are amazing. Thank you guys. You guys really do help us out a lot, and we do appreciate the support. We're going to be back in 5 minutes with the second half of the show, Revenge of the Sis.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Sis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk long. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Sis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in Delaware.
To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Once Upon a Time on the Cousin Joe Show.
Walk me through.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not hyper aware of myself, but I'm definitely
Penis
not
goes
quiet.
into vagina.
Yeah.
Do you moan?
Yeah, hell yeah. Of course I moan. Groan, moan, whimper, cry. I don't know. Whatever happens.
Wow, in that order?
So,
Yeah, I'm.
Executee says men all make creepy noises during sex.
That's not true.
it is true. I think a guy that makes any noise.
But if you're into somebody, it's all positive feedback.
Give
I
that
once-
in
I
other
once-
ways. I say things.
I once it was so good years ago in this moment that I squealed. I couldn't believe the noise that I produced. It was amazing, and she thought it was hot.
All right, is there any possible way?
squealed?
Is
I
there
squealed
Like a pig?
like a fucking pig.
Is there any way you could back away from the microphone a little bit and try to recreate?
No, I can't. You want to suck my dick?
Want to.
I
That
will
was-
not stop you, Joe.
That really took a turn.
No, I don't think I could fake.
How
that.
dedicated
Okay.
are you to the show, Joe?
Does it not bother you if the girl is silent? Do you not wonder is she enjoying this?
I'm just happy when she stops texting.
Yeah, but then someone we're all neurotic, right?
Yeah.
So for someone like me that's always in my head, it's like it can go both ways if you let it. Where it's like if they're too vociferous, is that fake? So
Too what?
Loud.
Okay.
Too-
I learned a new word tonight.
If they're too noisy per se, like
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
nothing really. I mean, just kind of filler, really.
There was supposed to be.
We started the show, right?
Yes.
When does the funny stuff start? Like when do we start actually?
Why did I bring you here?
I brought myself. I even parked in the right place this time. Didn't go in some colored's house.
Jesus
Christ.
Well, hey, let's get this shit started already. Come on.
Yell in the microphone.
Sorry.
Listen to the Cousin Joe Show every Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. on youtube.com/Cousin Joe.
I scheme and plan for months and it all gets screwed up because you can't control the students. Never send a woman to do a man's job.
You cocky, pointy-nosed little Reaganite. If you hadn't provoked them, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Excuse me? Reality check here. Earth the tall bitch. What is your fault this is? Hey! Poor boy. Go and have your parties with all your new friends. I can see it now, Andrews. You and all the knee-jerk, bleeding heart liberals, sipping tea and playing patty cake. And those useless hippie potheads, those commie pinko leftists, the bunny huggers, the pillow biters.
Wait, which one of the pill biters?
The butt pirates. And those beastly man-haters. Tell those chicks to shave their pits and call me. The goddamn whiny crybaby minorities. You can keep them all.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis Thursday show. You did hear during the break, Cousin Joe will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Oh, also, quick update. I didn't get to do my Game of Thrones show yesterday, but it's been moved to Friday at 8 o'clock. So Friday night, I'll be doing the Game of Thrones recap of the last episode. That's on More Like Radio, youtube.com/More Like Radio if you want to join us there. If you want to hear us bitch and moan.
It's Mersh and Royce. You guys hear the fucking all this speculation about Ric Flair, right?
Well, no. What happened with
He
Flair?
got hospitalized. TMZ is saying he was hospitalized for a very serious situation, and he left in an ambulance and all that. And I didn't even know this. You know Conrad Thompson, the MLW guy? He hosts all the podcast. Like he's
No, I know Conway Twitty, though.
not Conrad Twitty. It's Conway Twitty.
That's I said Conway.
Conrad Thompson is he runs MLW. He does the Bischoff podcast. He does the
I know who it is now.
Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
He's like because all these old guys.
He's the one they team. He's the radio guy they team up with. I know
Yeah,
exactly
because
who
they
he
know
is.
nothing
Yeah.
about this shit, but they have
Right.
stories. So
Right.
Conrad's like the Byron Allen that throws to them.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize this. Conrad Thompson is actually married to Megan Flair, one of the daughters. So Ric Flair is in fact his father-in-law. I didn't know that.
Really?
And he is saying that he's fine, and it was a scheduled medical procedure he wanted to have. But the speculation is that no, he was in a fucking ambulance and he was hospitalized, not fucking going in for a little thing. So I don't know what's going on, man. But I certainly hope he's all right. I love Ric Flair. Ric Flair is a giant part of my childhood. You know what I mean? Who doesn't love Ric Flair? So I hope he's all right. Despite kind of not being a good person, I still love Ric Flair.
Mike, what you have to understand is,
You see, Ric Flair is a point fighter.
So,
I don't know if you know this, but Ric Flair cheated in most of his matches. So most of his championship reigns were tainted by cheating.
So Vox Day.
Very often.
Oh boy, he's still going.
Using his.
You can't ever tell when to talk with Vox.
Enforcer.
Because you think he's done here, but he's not done.
Arn Anderson.
See?
Sorry.
Vox Day, also better known as
Teddy Spaghetti.
Teddy
He's
Spaghetti.
Teddy Spaghetti now.
Teddy Sketty. Old Teddy Spaghetti.
Can I just say something too?
Sure.
Can we both say, hi, Kiwi Farms. I guess apparently they caught on to this.
Oh, to old Teddy Spaghetti?
Yeah, they caught
I love
on.
Kiwi Farms.
They caught on to our dismantling of Vox Day. So shout out to Kiwi Farms.
I like Kiwi Farms.
And to answer your question, people at Kiwi Farms, no, I do not post on Kiwi Farms. I lurk, but I don't post.
Oh, and by the way, Kiwi.
I'm scared of you animals.
For those people, in New Zealand, Kiwi Farms is better known as 404 Site Not Found. In case you're trying to look it up in New Zealand.
Yeah, I believe it's also Kiwi Farms, also known as DNS Lookup Failed. But yeah, I do not post on your site. I am terrified of you savages.
Yeah, they are very brutal. Well, that's a word, right? We could use brutal. Well, Teddy Spaghetti. Let's get into Teddy Spaghetti. Teddy Spaghetti wasn't ready for us, Mike. He went live yesterday. Now, what you need to understand is he normally does an hour show. Yesterday's show was 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Now,
well, he didn't have any chats to read.
That's what I was going to say. He turned off his chats. Now, the problem is, you go, why doesn't he do members only? Because you need 30,000 subscribers to do members only. He's at 28,000. So you need 30,000. So let me just show you. I'm going to hit play here. There is no chat. And when you don't have a chat.
Welcome to the dark stream.
That means that you don't have any super chats, which means you do not make the money you're expecting to make.
Did you also did you hear the pissy intro? Welcome to the dark stream. Like, it's just he's not even like he's just like, all right, yeah, let's do this. Let's bang this out real quick with no money.
So his chat is off, and also his comments are off.
No comments. No
855 to 479 down.
It was not good. Yeah, they were hammering him when it was live.
Yeesh. Yeah. So, old Teddy Spaghetti.
Teddy Spaghettis.
Yeah, Teddy Spaghetti had to do his stream, and it goes to show you he doesn't have the chat to interact with. He can't go an hour. We were Mike and I were both saying this. Teddy Spaghetti is not a guy that could sit there and riff without a chat or without something
it takes
to pull from.
It takes a certain, like, I'm not trying to say that what we do is hard in any way. Trust me, there are people out there who, build entire houses with their bare hands.
Call Mexicans.
I do not claim that we work hard. It's like being a coal miner. That being said,
it's worse.
There is a certain skill set that is associated with doing what we do. Like, if he took a phone call right now and left for 15 minutes, I could do 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be optimal, but I could do it without being... And I'm not... By the way, when we do ROTC, he's in the controls command center. I don't have anything, so I just have to talk. I think you could do it, though. Like, if we're doing a public appearance, and Royce went, I got to run off stage real quick. I would just,
pull an Opie? Why fucking go hide?
I don't want to be associated with these people.
No, they touched me. One of them looked at me.
Yeah, I'm going to go sit with my wife and mope. Maybe you are Opie. Maybe you are Opie.
I'm mopey.
I prefer to be with my wife moping. I'm going to go now.
I'm going to go by.
But no, but he can't. It's just like him. Baked Alaska's another one. There's I'll say it to Owen's credit. Owen can shut the chat off and just babble for hours.
Yes,
to his credit.
He can.
But there's people like Baked Alaska that have tried, and then they're like, what's good, homies? It's just they got nothing because you have nothing to bounce off of. Hey, Vox, it's called prep, right? And here's a little tip. Can I help Vox? Do you mind if I help Vox?
No, please do.
Because I want to give him every advantage in this war. Vox, when you do a show, it's always best. He does this, I do it. It's a habit. It's always best to over-prepare for a show. Always have, like, extra video or two, or an article that you're probably never even going to get to, but just have a little side burner of prep so that when you
always.
go, so what do I got? Hey, did you hear about what happened in Utah? Check this shit out.
Why do you think I always have Dr. O on speed dial when I'm like, I don't have anything? I'm just going to call.
Oh, hello, Royce. Where have you been? I've been not talked to you in a while.
I got nothing today, Dr. O. What you got going on?
What are you doing? He drove around the other day and he dropped a hard R-N bomb at somebody and then he hit on a girl.
I love him.
He's my hero.
He's the best. And he's one of those just weird little squirrely Asian guys. Like nobody's ever gonna lock him up.
No.
You know what I mean? They just go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." You'd be like, "I'm sorry, he's not all there."
Yeah, man. Tell your boy to chill with that, though. Like, for real.
Shout out to Hank Yu. So Vox Day, Teddy Spaghetti. Teddy Spaghetti did 27 minutes. Now, there's something I've been wanting to try.
And we get to 30,000.
So, this is him talking about... Oh, check this out. Here you go. Here.
YouTube Super Chats. And I have gotten rid of the YouTube comments for the time being.
Why? Why?
Not really interested in...
Why, Teddy Spaghetti?
Hearing the opinions of...
Gammas?
Owen's haters.
No. We're now Vox haters. We don't hate Owen anymore. So, because somebody actually pointed out, you guys have said you hate Owen several times. But let me. I want to clear this up. We don't hate Owen anymore. We used to hate Owen. Now we hate Vox. Yeah. And also, Vox, you have some cat here on your black shirt from the Ricky Gervais collection.
Also, no, it's the Ricky Gervais collection in Europe. In America, it's the Louis C.K. collection.
You're right. You're right.
They got to market it differently in each country.
That's a good point.
I have no...
In India, it's the Russell Peters collection.
You're right. No, different ones. I like it.
Intention whatsoever of putting up with that kind of stuff. So,
he's not going to have it.
So you're going to do 26-minute shows. How was the viewership? No, I mean I know a lot of people were downvoting, but I wonder was viewership better or worse?
It was. I never saw it reach the heights that it did the day before, which was like 800-900. I think I saw it at about 7 and change. So it's already, and that's counting our people who were all in today. So it's starting to.
So he says he had 700 watching. With 28,000 subs. So what he's saying is once you hit 30,000, you could turn on members only. And members only chat, you pay like whatever he sets up to pay, I think $5 or whatever. So now keep in mind, Mike, this is the new thing now. If you want to interact with Vox Day, not only now do you have to pay $5 for unauthorized TV, but you have to pay another $5 to join his members only chat when he hits 30,000. So you're still paying YouTube, the company that's evil, the one where Vox Day says he has friends at Google, but also has said that he's not allowed on their campus. He said that. He said he's not allowed on Google's campus because they think they give a shit about him. And they don't. So just to be clear, they don't give a fuck about you, Vox.
You know what's funny, too? Could you imagine Vox going to that Google campus to try to make a scene and nobody knowing who he is? Like, if Alex Jones went there immediately, there'd be security outside. They'd get a helicopter. You know what I mean? They'd be like, Alex Jones is here. Get him the fuck out. But if Vox Day could just walk freely around the Google campus. Oh, I'm here commenting on freedom of speech. Yes, that's fine, sir. You see a visitor's pass.
So old Teddy Spaghetti.
Teddy Spaghetti.
I can't. That's my favorite thing now. Teddy Spaghetti is trying to get to 30,000 subs. Now, by taking off your live chat and your super chats, your number of subs you're going to gain every day is going to go down. We gain most of our subs usually during the live show. I would say in a day, usually during the live show, we get the most subs, right? That's because people are interacting. They want to talk. They like us, whatever, which is great. Or people that hate us that come in here. So let me tell you, because for all of you people listening to us now, if you've subscribed to Vox Day, just because you want to keep up with his craziness, do me a favor. Do us a favor. Unsubscribe. All you got to do is just bookmark it. You could bookmark his YouTube channel without actually subscribing.
Yeah.
So all you got to do...
Or just look it up.
That's all you got to do. Look it up, and that's all you got to do. You don't have to subscribe. Because I'm not saying we're going to be the ones the reason he's not going to hit 30,000. But if we could just even a couple more days make him not be able to turn it on, we're winning. Vox is all... By the way, Vox turns on his... This is my prediction, folks. Teddy Spaghetti turns his chat on before he hits 30,000 because he's not going to be able to do his show without it. I don't believe Teddy Spaghetti is going to be able to do a show without his chat.
The sooner we get to 30,000, the sooner we can go to members only chat, and we will do that.
Why is your voice cracking, Teddy?
We will leave it at that.
Now, I've always wanted to try something. I think if I turn up the playback speed just a little bit on Vox, you'll sound like a normal person. Let's try
that.
Let's try it. Here we go. Okay, I turned it up.
You know, it's kind of funny. I never even wanted comments on my blog.
This
put
is him
comments
sped
on
up.
the blog as a courtesy to the readers. I do not care.
This is him sped up.
This is normal.
Yeah. Sped up Vox Day is Jim Norton. That's what we just
Look, I would tell you if it bothered me. I would genuinely tell you, honestly, if it bothered me. But it's like, you know, these scumbags out there motherfucking me.
This is him sped up. Hold on. Mike, I have it at 1.25. I'm going to kick it up to 1.5. Okay, maybe this will be ridiculous. Maybe it'll be this will be chick.
I think it was perfect as it was, but all right.
Yeah, let's try.
In the slightest about whether this dark stream has comments or not. Obviously, some of you do enjoy it, but
it's a little
the
too
blog
quick.
readers have been very, very clear.
Well, he turns into Ben Shapiro when
He
you do it
does.
that fast.
Yeah,
So I think 125 is the optimal
just
viewing. Just to
increase
save
by 25%.
Yeah, let's save us a little fucking time, right?
This is perfect.
All right.
That they actually prefer not having comments. So, so that's how we're going to do it until we get to the members only stuff.
It's
or until
normal.
Wow, he's talking like a normal person finally. This is amazing. Okay, but
Look at him. He's being assertive now.
just for one time, I just gotta see what happens.
we're able to have the same thing on unauthorized and limited. To
That's what he sounds like after he hangs out with Barcelona boomers.
Yeah, it's not as fun though. The best slowdown I've ever discovered was Owen. Owen was my favorite because Owen sounds like he's a rambling drunk anyway. Just sounds like a guy that would be hammered at a bar going, "No, I'm telling you, we really didn't go to the moon, bro." You're like, all right, I guess. Because, like, that's acceptable bar talk, right? Like, if you're at a bar, like, that's the time you can break out the Eddie Bravo shit. Bro, I think the earth is flat. We never went to the moon. Ah, shut up. You're a fucking idiot. You know, and then you have, like, but Owen just took that to the, no, I'm going to die on this hill. I'm going to die on this hill.
Now, we're going to go back to this video, but first, I want to show you Three Doll made a new video. Did you know Teddy Spaghetti has a new game coming out? There's a new video game coming out.
A new game?
A new game.
Because we found a video last night with this. We made a sequel to his hit game.
Okay, well, I saw that, but this is called Wet Paint, the Teddy Spaghetti Chronicles.
Gamma Games.
Wet Paint by Teddy Spaghetti.
Again, it's the same guy, isn't it?
Yep.
It's the same dude.
So.
Oh hi. Didn't see ya there. Welcome to the long-awaited sequel to the critically acclaimed hit from Gamma Games Hot Dish 2. Teddy Spaghetti's very own Wet Paint. And trust me, it's twice as much fun as watching pasta absorb water.
The best question. How much sleep is Teddy Spaghetti losing because of us? How much sleep? But you know that we got we even some of his own fans are turning on him when he said, "I'm not for free speech." And
oh no, I know.
Some people are like, "Wait, I don't like these Revenge of the Sis knuckleheads." But what are you saying? You're not for free speech, Teddy?
Well, and it's not only that, but it's not even the free speech thing. Because you and I could probably bounce back from saying that. Because fuck you, I'm not free speech. It's a comedy show. I'll kick you the fuck out of here for ruining my mood. But it's his lashing out at the entirety of people. It's not just the, I'm not free speech. It's him going, this isn't a conversation with you scumbags. Like, that's where people are going, hey, fuck you, dude. I've been supporting you a long time. Can you imagine if I just came out and said, this whole audience, I fucking resent them, Royce. Fuck them. Like, and meant it.
Well, that's what he says off air.
But that you'd be going, dude, what is wrong? Why you just broad buckshotting everybody?
There was a lot of his fans that were angry at because I've been sent messages, so I'm not making this up. A lot of his fans going, "Hey man, I can't believe he actually brought in a kid in a wheelchair how he called the Massachusetts State Police and they dragged the kid in a wheelchair out of his grandma's house." Like, you're proud of that, Vox?
Don't get me wrong. I would probably do that to somebody too, but
yeah, I'm looking at you, Whitfield Report.
Yeah, hey Whitfield, keep fucking with me, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna pull you out.
Have you dragged out of your house like in that MC Trex sketch, Robbie?
Oh fuck!
Yo, damn, Robbie, what? Your parents didn't even put a ramp in this bitch?
He's trying to help somebody cook pasta at the end of Goodfellas in his wheelchair, and they just yank him out.
I'll meet you in the
Told
crawl
you, put too
space
much
in a
onions
jiff-
in the sauce.
That's.
I just have to finish whoring my mind out for shekels on the dork stream. Get ready to watch some paint dry. Namaste.
This is the game.
I'm sensing a 147 or above IQ. Now click on the paintbrush to paint the wall.
It's just so...
Okay, great job, kiddo. I knew you would be great at this. Now that the paint is wet, we must wait for it to dry to beat the game.
What a terrible game!
And the rest of it is him just standing there waiting for the paint to dry.
Does he really just stand there? It doesn't even...
Hold on.
Bruh. Thank you for playing wet paint. I'm Teddy Spaghetti signing off. Namaste.
That was awesome. You posted the link in there, right?
Yeah, I got the link out.
Teddy Spaghetti. Poor Teddy Spaghetti.
I don't think he understands what overwhelming...
See, what you have to understand is...
Hey, Teddy, what you have to understand is that overwhelming ridicule coming from two gammas who don't really take any of this seriously is really hard to avoid.
Yeah, you think that, like we said yesterday, I just want to be clear, you think we give a shit about the fake insult you came up with? Well, what do you care? Yeah. I don't care about that.
Like, seriously, there's nothing you could really... like, I've already pretty much used Nightwave as a vehicle to tell you guys every embarrassing, vulnerable story about my life that I've ever had. And, like, what's Vox going to do? Say, like, Mersh did this thing. They'll go, I know, he talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Oh, that Royce guy's fat. You know what Royce will do? Royce will post a picture to his Twitter of him drinking ranch dressing.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't care.
We don't care. You go, ha, this is this. You go, give me the camera. Oh, it's going to be funny. We'll buy new ranch dressing. Don't worry. Who cares? Whatever.
You're not going to bother me. Anyway, ranch is keto friendly, so I'm fine. Back to Vox.
Subscribers.
Somebody posted a picture of me one time at a gay club.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right, where it's like dudes, there were dudes in like tighty whities dancing, and I was like, yeah, like posing in front of them. And somebody started posting that pic a while back to prove I was gay. I photoshopped a dick into my own mouth to show that person that I don't care. I said, here, I did it for you. I made it even better.
And now what? Vox, please, you can't hurt us because we're not pseudo-intellectuals that give a shit. You get that, right? Like, we're telling dick jokes. I don't care. We're telling our stupid jokes. We give our dumb opinions. But nowhere have Mike and I ever off-air gone, you know, man, we're changing the world. Like, bro, we don't do that.
Bro,
we're not changing the
It's
world.
a better place because of what we do.
What are you going to do?
Like, you understand, Vox? I'm retarded. I'm a retarded person. So if this were a situation where, like, it were a hostage situation and there was a SWAT team and you had a gun to my head and I was your hostage, I would pull the gun out of your hand and shoot myself in the face.
People, let me tell you, this Teddy Spaghetti thing's taking a line of
He's
its own.
really
People are just asking what our favorite pasta dishes are. Somebody says, Royce looks like a penny guy. Mike, what's your favorite pasta?
I actually do like penne.
It's pretty good.
I like it, but because it's like a tube, so you can really get some sauce.
You got the
and some
sauce
cheese in there.
Yeah, I
Very
think
nice.
we're penny guys.
Like an open-ended
Good
stuffed
call,
shell.
guys. I think you nailed it. I like gnocchi too. I'm a fan of gnocchi.
You know what I don't like? Angel hair. If I wanted ramen,
exactly.
I would get ramen.
Yeah, I don't want your Guido ramen noodles with flavor packets.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, back to Teddy Spaghetti.
Let's talk about Jordan
Spaghetti.
Peterson.
Oh.
And we're talking here about what is rule number 6.
You know why he's talking about Jordan Peterson, by the way? Yes,
I know
Mike?
why. Because he's more famous than him.
Well, that's the
well, what? Because whenever you type Jordan Peterson in as a title for your video, it automatically gets a like 15% boost.
So,
is that maybe why?
See, and by the way, Vox, just so you know, going after Owen was way more fruitful for us than going after. You're not that big, so going after you is not getting us all these new fans. You're just fun to make fun of.
I was going to start a Patreon alternative out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
You're raising money to make a comic book.
And look, again, I like a lot of Jordan Peterson's earlier stuff, but lately, and we've talked about it on the show, we're going to actually talk about his daughter in a little bit, but I'm not even a big fan of Jordan Peterson now. But, and somebody pointed this out, when people make fun of Jordan Peterson, like they call him Kermit or whatever, like him or hate him, he owned it. And now he makes fun. He goes, yeah, it sounds like Kermit. Who cares? That's how you diffuse people. You're not going to alpha male your way out of this one, Vox.
Yeah.
You're a fucking 50-something-year-old man.
Well, and you know also why Peterson's immune to all this. Because it genuinely doesn't bother him.
No,
because
I agree
here's
with you.
the thing. You're not as smart as Jordan Peterson. I know you think you're smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's clearly beat you in every arena imaginable in order to prove smartness. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
He's beaten you in income, in status, in navigating through being called an alt-right person, which you did horribly and he did very well. Peterson is smarter than you. And genuinely smart people, Vox, genuinely intelligent people could not be fucking the least bit bothered if people say they sound like Kermit the Frog or may not fuck their daughter. People aren't bothered by that because they're smart and they're always thinking about things beyond themselves. This is getting to you, buddy.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
You're not smart. If we made up a goofy pasta-related nickname for Jordan Peterson, he'd be like, I don't understand the reference.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Anyway, I'm going to go back,
I'm
gonna go back to my $160,000 a month.
And if you know anything about me, I only eat meat now anyway. I wouldn't touch pasta, and then he'd move on.
He made fun, dude. The people were making fun of him with the lobster thing, and he jumped up. He
did.
He embraced that. He sells lobster shirts.
Yeah, it's so.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Vox, you're not, and he's terrible at business too. Like he got into business with somebody who's fucking mildly retarded in Owen Benjamin, or at least fucking psychotic. You got him in business with him. Your business plan is terrible. You can't get your own streams running up on unauthorized. And here's the problem. You know what a real business would do? Before unauthorized went live, they would make the website private and test the streams themselves and make sure that it's up and. You think before Netflix launched, one day they just go, "Hey, let's just throw these videos up here and see how they work."
Yeah, if we were doing the same thing, we would have posted in our Discord and said, "Hey, we're running an alpha today.
Yeah, here's an
Could you
unlisted
guys-
link.
yeah, could you guys
Come
pop
in, check
there?
it out."
Yeah, tell me if you having any problems." You didn't do that, and now you're. This was, by the way, your big fucking, your big freedom of speech platform, which you've now come to find out you're not free speech, is 15 days late now. And you are now, since May 1st, when you were supposed to launch Unauthorized TV, as a result of us, you now have less functionality than you did on May 1st, because you at least had YouTube.
You're right.
You're actually...
You had a YouTube chat and super chats. You have less.
You've collected money from people, and you're delivering less product now, less streams, less actual length of streams. Right? You're delivering less product now, and you're pretending like all is okay.
By the way, someone asked Mersh, where can I get that shirt? RevengeOfTheSys.com/shop. You could find all our shirts. There's that shirt, and then there's the cop ones. Well, let's figure out what Teddy Spaghetti's policy.
Wait, DVD just said you're all just sucking on the YouTube tit, pretending to be on point and edgy. Wait, this is actually very funny.
Oh,
to
yeah,
stop from being bums like the rest of us anyway. I don't know what that means, but you kind of started off attacking us, and then it ended with you attacking yourself.
Yeah,
Sir,
it's weird.
Go get yourself fucking checked out.
Yeah.
Were you crying by the end of that?
And by the
way,
way,
you fucking faggots, you act all tough and everything, but you're really just losers. Like, I gotta go be a line cook.
Why is he sending us a breakup text?
I don't know.
You
why.
fucking
I've
idiot.
never heard of you before. It's like
it's always the new names that are like, you guys, yeah, we know, we get it. We're fat losers and we're dumb. But at least we're honest.
I feel like somebody just stormed into my office and said, "Well, you can't fire me because I quit," and you stormed out, and I had to turn to Royce and go, "Who was that guy?
Does
he work here?"
You know, there's a clip of Owen asking, like, I'm waiting for Vox to send me my money for unauthorized. Like, he's already begging Vox for his money. It's a little tiny clip. It's a throwaway. Someone sent it to me. I don't have it queued up. I'm very sorry, but I've
I
seen
need
it.
that. Johnny Arcade, come on, you're our guy.
Yeah.
Where's that clip of?
So it's a throwaway. So he's already asking for that money. Vox is panicking because his unauthorized system isn't working. He promised something. By the way, Mr. Programmer here. Programmers actually know me. Can't even put together a WordPress website.
He can't even. I want to point something out here, and that is that his website is still voxday.blogspot.com. Programmer.
He's going to call the
Computer
Massachusetts
guy.
State Police on you for saying that.
I have friends that you've never heard of that will never be as famous as Voxday, that have more domains. They dabble in things. They're always parking ideas. They're working on these ideas. You don't even have voxday.com.
No, I looked at voxday.com. It's a fucking... Hold on. Have you got him?
No. What is it?
Hold on. Hold on, I'll pull it up for you.
Nick Rodriguez says alpacas, Vox. I need alpacas. I don't know what that means. Oh, he's talking about Owen, because Owen's saying he wants to get alpacas. I need my alpacas, Vox. In fact, hey, pay me in alpacas. Fucking Vox has to get on the phone with his alpaca guy.
If you go to Vox Day,
alpacas, by the way, are the cutest things in the world.
it's just an Italian site for like music expos and stuff like that.
That's
like
hilarious.
That's what Vox Day is.
Oh, boppity boopy.
Yeah. But let's figure out what Teddy Spaghetti's policy is. Okay, let's check it out.
In 12 Rules for Life, in Jordanetics.
Oh, and he's breaking down Jordan because he already. By the way, Vox, we know you heard our video. He heard our video when we were saying that you'll never be Jordan Peterson, so he's trying to prove it. This is a 26-minute video with no chat. It's everything about this is awkward.
My book about Jordan Peterson's philosophy. It's chapter 11.
So again, Vox doesn't want anyone going after him and his rhetoric, but he wants to go after other people's rhetoric. That's the world he wants to live in. He thinks he's some sort of fucking emperor, that he's smarter than everybody and nobody. You're a loser, Vox. You're a fucking loser that hangs out with losers.
And rule number 6 is set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. And when you're talking about houses in regards to Jordan Peterson,
so boring.
The most significant thing that immediately springs to mind is the fact that nearly every wall, even including his bathrooms, and in some cases the ceilings, every wall in his private residence is covered with communist propaganda from the Stalin years.
Okay. Let's talk about... No, because I love this. So now
people always go after him about this.
Yeah.
And his daughter's name is literally
I know.
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yeah. And that's fine. You're right. But now let's talk about you, because he likes breaking people down. Let's talk about your house.
What if he likes Russian culture?
Yeah. No. He knows better because he has books. He has leather-bound books.
Like, I know people that collect Nazi stuff that aren't literally Nazis, but it's a big part.
No, it is. It is.
I know people that
true.
collect, if I had money, like if we were pulling in major money and I could dabble in shit, that would be one of my hobbies, is I would buy like old pieces of but I mean like even Americana. Like if somebody has an old Civil War, like a Confederate soldier's fucking sidearm, that's a cool thing. Like, I understand people that collect that shit. It doesn't mean I think the South will rise again and I'm a Confederate. It's just...
God willing.
I see old things, though, and you go like, wow, like some old dude had this bayonet on his gun and had to go out and fucking kill some... Like, that shit is cool. So maybe he did. Maybe these are rare pieces. I'm not defending Jordan Peterson, trust me, because I don't trust that son of a bitch. I don't trust any of these Canadians.
Executing goes, Mersh collects drugs.
Well,
fair.
But it's to me, it's not. Everybody keeps harping on this. He's got old Soviet Russian paintings. So what?
Yeah, and no, I know. But and what does that mean, Vox? You have terrible video games. Does that make you a gaming faggot? Like that doesn't mean anything. By the way, people saying that that's a wallpaper behind him. No, those are actual books. This is actually worse. The reason you're seeing this glare over here to the left side is not because it's because his camera's dirty. His camera's dirty and it has a smudge.
That is dirt. You know what? I couldn't tell.
That's a smudge. No,
I couldn't tell except right up there at the top where you were just pointing up to the right. That's how you can tell it's dirt.
That's a smudge. That's a smudge is what that is.
With the Soviet propaganda, because it's evil, specifically from the Stalin years, no less.
And you know what the Soviets didn't like? Free speech, Vox. Just like you stupid idiot. You fucking loser. You know what the Soviets did? When you questioned them, they would send police to your house and they would grab you out like you did with a kid in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You hypocritical, spaghetti game-making asshole.
Oh, and hey, faggot, I don't let people dismiss the entire Nazi party and Nazi Germany and Hitler as just evil.
Yeah.
They were
No.
just evil. Dismiss it. Forget about it. So I certainly am not going to let people do that about communists and Soviet Russia. Is the ideology a bit evil? Is it insidious? Do people get hurt? Yes. But every time you do this shit, they were evil. You're just childishly dismissing an entire point of view instead of coming up with realistic ways here on this planet to battle it.
Right.
You can't battle it doesn't work for the left when they go, they're all evil Nazis, because it's not working for them. So you think you're going to do that with communism? Dude, hate this guy.
How is that any more sane? It's not. It indicates a mentally ill obsession with evil, wickedness, suffering, and death.
Excuse me, sir, leader of the Dread Ilk.
He's the Dork Lord.
The Dork Lord, leader of the Dread Ilk. Vox Day, the guy who's sitting in a Dungeon Master's D&D chair. You're sitting in a chair that you should be rolling a 10-sided die in with your fucking leather-bound books behind you, and all you talk about is evil. Do you think anybody's fallen for this?
Yeah, hey, listen, Sticks Dad. You're not. That's what you are. You're Sticks Hexenhammer's dad, edgy boy. And there's other shirt colors, right, dude? Like, is that your thing? Does he think that's his thing?
And you're wrong. It never works that way. Vox Day isn't Sticks' dad. Sticks' dad is probably the dad from Varsity Blues.
Yeah, you're right. He just wanted his son to play football.
I was a football captain. He's like one of those. Why can't you be like me, son? Excuse me. I have to change into another leather jacket and no shirt combo. I'm not going to be talked to like this. He's sitting there. I don't want your life, Dad. I want to just do gardening and make bad Depeche Mode tracks.
But Peterson is not actually talking about his physical home. And we know this because he does not keep his house, his room, his office in perfect order. There's a rather infamous...
So wait. Again, remember, I think the reason people think Vox is smart...
Guys, he doesn't really mean clean your room. I figured it out.
The reason people think Vox is smart is because he's so boring.
And he speaks slowly.
Yeah, he speaks slowly and he's boring. So people, if you actually sit down there, maybe double the speed like we did, and listen to what he's saying, he's never saying anything. So here's what he's doing. Vox Day is talking about that famous picture that it's pretty funny of Jordan Peterson sitting in his office and the room's a mess. And everyone's like, clean your room, bucko, making fun of him. So Mr. Genius, the way he's breaking down Jordan Peterson's by saying, actually, your room is dirty. We know, Vox. We understand. We get it.
So your big scoop on Jordan Peterson, that insidious son of a bitch Jordan Peterson was using analogies and metaphors in literature? Oh, that fucking piece of shit. Well, no, we need to get No, you're right, dude. He's using metaphors and shit. We need to beat Jordan Peterson's fucking ass, bro.
No, but you know what? Vox doesn't know how to do that. Have you read Throne of Bones?
Literally, Vox, everything I've ever read. I've read DMV brochures that had to use metaphors in them.
You're right.
You fucking asshole.
You fucking easy, stupid man. He's such a pseudo-intellectual.
You can open up a fucking edition of Golf Digest at your doctor's office, and you're going to find metaphors and analogies in there, you fucking retard.
He does nothing. He has failed at everything. First off, he thinks he's a fucking karate fighter. On top of that, he thinks he's really smart. He thinks he's an author. Brendan Dilley's also an author. So just put it that Brendan Dilley's an author.
Hey, do me a favor. Somebody get Joe Bernstein on the phone. Somebody get me somebody from BuzzFeed. I got a hot scoop for him. Yeah, I got a hot scoop for you. Jordan Peterson doesn't make his bed.
Oh, they'll show up.
Let's get them.
They'll show up. All you have to do is say Israel isn't our greatest ally, and
That's
they just
what you
appear.
I don't know if you know this or not, but he's speaking in metaphors.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dark Lord.
It turns out that Jordan Peterson does not make his bed every day.
Oh, wow. Whoa, he got him. He took care of him. Dude,
R.I.P.
He deconstructed Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson didn't get off Patreon because he was fucking mad at Patreon. He ran away because Fox Day warned him a couple months ago and said, Mr. Peterson, I have on good authority that you did not make your bed Tuesday and that your bedroom is too busy, too much artwork, and it's very cluttered. So I will be exposing you.
You're such a fucking loser, Vox. You're such a fucking loser.
Imagine Vox Day going, you need to meet me or it's going to be the end of your career. And you got to go meet this fucking dork in a fucking trench coat in a parking garage somewhere, and he hands you like a whole bunch of files, and you're like, what happened to like, this fucking got me on like fucking child porn? What is this? And you just open it up, and it's a picture of your unmade bed. If you don't want the world to see how you really live.
Like, yeah, but the problem with Vox is don't meet him at a Carrabba's because he dresses like all their busboys, so you won't be able to tell which one's Vox.
This live stream that he did, where it demonstrated how messy his surroundings were.
Look at the words. He uses these words to try to sound his surroundings were. It's not needed. It doesn't bring anything to the conversation. He purposely sits there and uses these bigger SAT words to sound smart. But when you break down what Vox is saying, he's saying nothing. You could listen to a 1 hour, and I don't know how you do it, but you could listen to a 1 hour stream of Vox Day, and he has said nothing the entire time. Yeah. The most rowdy you ever see Vox is when people are trolling him. That's the most hyped up he gets.
There are smart people out there. Hell, there's some smart people out there who speak very plainly that are still very smart because they have a point or they have a mission or they have some kind of drive. But Vox doesn't have any of that. Just give me money and I will say big words.
Yep.
A lot of people thought that was particularly ironic, but it wasn't actually.
Sorry, I had to pause again. He made up his own nickname. He told people to call him it. Then he made up his own insults, and then he uses words that he made up to insult you. Honestly, that is like the kids, like the nerd kids in high school that had a Star Trek group, and when they used to make fun of you, they used to call you Klingon words, and you were like,
I don't know what that
you
is.
fucking loser, doesn't mean anything. Yeah. You're a nerd. You made up your own word. It's like when twins make up their own language. You made up your own words? You can't make up an insult, stupid. It's never going to catch on.
Because he's talking about keeping your mental room in perfect order. Remember?
Oh, shit. Dude, I got to reread 12 Rules for Life,
yeah,
bro.
Dude. It's crazy.
It's like going back and watching a show after you see how the characters concluded.
Yeah.
I'm going to reread that book in a whole new way. See, I've just been doing a lot of meth and scrubbing everything, and my life hasn't gotten any better.
Execute, he says, he sounds like a tarot card reader. That's exactly what he sounds like. Like he's just making stuff up as he goes along, so he sounds intelligent.
The greatest bit ever was fucking Jesse from Pot Awful on Twitter the other day saying, he goes, I got a new gimmick where I'm just going to be a psychic, and I just keep going. I'm getting a strong, like an N. Is there an N word?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw
that. Has any significance to you? I'm getting N. A lot of N.
Strong N words. Jesus Christ.
It should have me down. I don't know why. I looked at it 3 times throughout that day and giggled every time. I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever.
And by the way, nobody's defending Jordan Peterson right now. I mean, look, the truth of the matter is, I don't like a lot of the stuff lately that Peterson's been saying. I think he's kind of let the celebrity status get to him. However, Jordan Peterson's actually a smart person. He was a professor before any of this. So
yeah, and again, I'm no Jordan Peterson dick suck.
But I'm just talking about intelligence.
But he's a smarter guy than Vox.
What did Vox get a degree? If so, what in? Does somebody know what degree Vox has? I'd love to know. What are his qualifications for spouting this garbage that he's saying? Let's read some super chats here. Hedonism has taken over $5. Abort all the gammas, man. ASO 513. Tactical Discord. The Batman woman from the comics began in 2006 as a redheaded lesbian. Folks are getting bent out of shape about this only now. Teddy 499 from ASO. Teddy Spaghetti and the Meat Beals time. Clown World Pope Killer. We need to get Carl out of NY and into Portland. Make Brazil based again. Vox thing was to be very punctual and always do an hour without fail unless something was going wrong. It's not normal for him. From an ex-fan. Oh, good. Namaste from Clown World Pope Killer. Tackleberry. Vox and Owen stream the Chode and Oaf hour. Bake for $2. Gamma, am I right? $2. You guys are essentially Teddy's life coaches. Clown World Pope Killer. Vox needs some gummy dicks. Never insult the beautiful nation I created again. Sir Skoogans, another Emmy Award winning show, fellas. Good work. Make Brazil based again, another $5. What do you guys think about a stupid prediction about the USA ending in 30 years? Or did you guys already go on that? Wait, Vox predicted that the USA was going to end in 30. He really thought that the United States of America?
Please tell me he predicted this in fucking 1989.
Yeah, that would be amazing. This is going to end in 30 years, please. Let me read some Streamlabs here.
Techno Jihad. Techno Jihad.
Alexander History X donates $5 and says, stick to comedy. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do that. We'll do what you say. We'll do what you say, Alex. Eddie Cade, $5. I'm in a wheelchair. All I have to do is pull the sympathy card and maybe smells like puss the next morning for the pity fuck I receive. And then I have to explain to my state-appointed caretaker why it smells like a German brothel who's a degenerate now. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Daddy Spaghetti for $2. What you need to understand is I knew you like Richard Flair, so I kicked him in the Joe Rogan. Don't mess with Teddy Spaghetti. Norseman 325. I just don't understand how people even watch Teddy Spaghetti, but y'all make it funny. Take my pagan money, Royce, you juicy bitch. Thank you. Plant Nation $1. Mersh, have you tried Gab? I think he's fucking with you. Don't get angry.
Never heard of it.
We hear it all the time. Where are you guys going, Gab? All right, are we done with Teddy Spaghetti? Yeah. All right, we're done with Teddy. For the day, Teddy. For the day. We're done with you, Teddy Spaghetti.
Dumb idiot.
We're done with you, Teddy.
Can I also point out something somebody sent me, and
Sure.
I still have to dig into this more, because I'm also going to be just picking you apart, Teddy, on Nightwave, because it's just too much fun. Like, we do all the little nagging details that we don't have time to do on this show, just digging deeper. But did you know that Teddy also designed a gaming mouse? And did his own commercial for it, from what I heard.
Is it like a video commercial?
No, it was like an audio commercial.
Oh.
That I'm still, or not. He didn't do the commercial. I think somebody else did a commercial for it, but like he did the music for it or whatever. But anyway, it was known as the War Mouse. Can I tell you about it?
Sure, tell me about the War Mouse.
So it was a gaming mouse. It was a computer mouse with 18 buttons, a scroll wheel, a thumb-operated joystick, and 512K of memory.
Why would you need... What is it? What did
Because,
it look like?
dude, it's the War Mouse. It's for war. Urban warfare.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of it. Well, what was these? I guess it's a gaming mouse. I guess you need to have all those attachments to play fucking Spaghetti Simulator.
Could you imagine having a mouse with 18 buttons on it?
No.
Like, honestly, I hate the mice that have the side buttons at all. The ones that make you scroll, ones that make you go back on a web page. Those drive me nuts. 18 buttons. And a joystick, So
you need a joystick. You don't need that.
On a mouse?
Yeah.
But I thought...
No, double.
Oh, you go twice as fast.
Yeah. Fucking congratulations, Vox. You invented the N64 controller. Good for you, Vox.
It was like 4 N64 controllers
taped together.
And then they just put a wheel on it.
Nick Spence, $2. The Turtle Mafia never forgets. Logan Mihai. I never spent money or trolling anyone, but goddamn, I hate Teddy. A lot of people don't like...
Very hateable guy.
A lot of people don't like Teddy Spaghetti, guys. You're not the only one. You're not alone. Man, we might have time for one more story, so we'll just read this one, because the other ones are videos we're going to have to get to tomorrow.
We'll do a quick one.
This is from The Guardian. Universities should be punished for giving black students lower grades. The government... I'll read it again for you. Universities...
Oh, no, I heard it, but it's...
No, but I'll read it again. Just Universities should be punished for giving black students lower grades.
I mean, instead of, I don't know, punishing black students for, I don't know, getting worse grades.
The government should judge universities' teaching on the basis of how it promotes equality and diversity.
Ah, okay. So everyone gets an A.
Yeah. The government has recently announced that it plans to improve how black, Asian, and minority ethnic students perform at university, putting the spotlight back on the issue that has blighted the higher education sector for too long. The stark fact is that according to okay, I'm going to read this. Now, they think they're helping, but when you're about to read this, you're going to go, you're proving the alt-rights, and I don't agree with the alt-right, but you're proving their point. It's one of them where they're proving it. It's like a black guy saying, more black people are incarcerated. You're like, yeah, but I can't say that. Why are you saying
Usually
that?
after being convicted of something, but okay, sure.
Sure. The stark fact is that according to the latest figures, just 66% of black, Asian, and minority students achieve a first or 2.1 degree in 2016 and 2017 compared to 79% of white students. This is an issue affecting all universities and requires a deep understanding of factors involved and a genuine commitment to addressing the gap. There's no quick fix. If we truly want universities to have a meaningful impact on society, a handful doing a heavy lifting around the access to attaining is simply not enough. We need universities to make the strategic commitment. This means ensuring inclusivity is used as a measure of quality for our courses. And if we're really going to close the gap, we need incentives from the government.
Almost like
something that would be, what's another word for affirmative?
Like reparations?
Reparations, that's a good word.
Kind of. That's not good.
You know what? This is something that used to happen in, and they changed it.
No, you guys are right, though. You know what? If there's one thing I agree with. Blacks have been trying too hard. And I think that...
in the 90s, in Miami, because I was living down there when it happened, in the 90s, I believe it was Metro-Dade Police Department. So when you have to take the test to become a police officer, to give you a written exam, all that stuff, they actually had a law. Well, not a law, but the rules were, if you were white, you had to get a 90%. If you were black or Hispanic, you had to get an 80% to pass it. Same test, right? And people were, and you know why they changed it? Not because black and Hispanic people went, hey, we're not fucking stupid. That's really why they changed it. And now it's everyone's equal, because they were like, hey, I think you think you're trying to help us. We're not fucking retarded. And that's what got people really, really mad. And that's what you're doing here. It's like, you don't lower the bar. That's like letting, this woman became a Navy SEAL, but then they lowered her standards. But she didn't really become a Navy SEAL, now did she? She became whatever that version is for a female.
Well, luckily, we as a nation decided to fix all that. So now, in order to be a cop, you actually have to be stupid, no matter what color you are. And I think that that's a good improvement. Like, you have to they actually now proactively try to hire double-digit IQ people.
It helps.
Because they don't question authority. They just want their pension.
And look, if you fail that and you're too stupid, you become a security guard who's armed and dangerous.
But that's why, eventually the future of law enforcement is...
This particular individual came a particular individual.
There's that fag talk again.
There's that fag talk again. What a great movie that was.
Yeah, well, we were expecting a RoboCop future. Instead, we're going to get the fucking Idiocracy.
Justin Long was in that movie for 8 seconds, and he was brilliant.
Oh, he killed it.
It was just one scene. There's that fag talk again.
It's okay, screw. My wife was tarded, and she's a pilot now. What a great movie. Mike Judge, man, what an amazing movie. I know we're not breaking ground, but
horrendously underrated, criminally underrated.
Universities could be recognized and rewarded for their progress through metrics-based exercise, such as the Teaching Excellence Framework, which evaluates universities on the basis of their teaching ability and student outcomes. As it stands, a university could be awarded a TEF Gold while having no black students attaining a first-class degree. But if they didn't do as good... What do you want? Are you implying that black people aren't as... we're not implying black...
Oh.
I'm talking to the Guardian.
Yeah, what are you
saying
about them?
Huh? What are you implying?
Yeah, because I was saying that like they do. That's what I was saying. Yes, because
no, I know
they
what you meant.
do.
I know
Yeah.
what you meant. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you that wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
No one's gonna pick up on that one. Nightwave tonight.
Something at 10 o'clock.
Nightwave tonight. Don't forget, guys, at 7 p.m. Cousin Joe show. I'll be hanging out in there while he tells his terrible stories. Cousin Joe actually released a video he made 15 years ago, like in high school, and it's as bad as you could imagine. So subscribe there, and my morning show. I'll be back tomorrow. I wasn't there today. Thank you for all the...
Can I say something?
No.
Sign up as a patron. RevengeOfTheSith.com/donate. Because this weekend I will probably begin the process of archiving the first 200 or so episodes.
For patrons only.
For patrons only. And also, for the night waivers, I'm probably also going to start dumping a lot of old stuff, like the old prank calls and shit that I've just had. I got to get rid of. I got to put them somewhere. Might as well put them up there and make money. So you might see a nice dump of material this weekend. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to get stuff. It's going to be nice.
I'll be back tomorrow with Daywave. Thank you for all the prayers for my grandfather. He's doing better.
He's already back to fucking doing cocaine.
No,
and,
he's not. He's
shooting a cop. He already was fucking fighting a cop outside the hospital. I
Yeah, it
heard.
was really weird.
Yeah, he's got to chill out, man.
But thank you. He's doing better. I had to actually make a trip to Jacksonville to visit him. But I should be back tomorrow with Daywave, youtube.com/Daywave Radio. That's my morning show. There's my link. Check it out. Even if you can't watch it live, just subscribing helps out and watching the replay. We try to give you as much content as we can. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow with a fresh Revenge of the Sith. Take it easy, guys.